I'm going to demonstrate to you today, in very basic but accurate mathematical terms, why a calorie deficit is impossible, what that means for weight loss, and why you should instead concentrate on insulin. This so-called calorie deficit is based on the energy balance equation. It's also pretty easy. Calories in minus calories out is the formula for body fat. Furthermore, calories are only an energy unit. Thus, food has a specific quantity of calories, which the body can either burn or store as energy. The body uses body fat as a storage mechanism. These three variables must always balance because the equation is known as the energy balance equation. That is, a deficit is impossible. Thus, consider it this way. It's the same thing if you have a financial deficit. Your wallet contains cash, which you can spend on items like a burger. Additionally, you have a place to hide the money, such as beneath your room's mattress. So you can't ever have a money deficit because it's a balanced equation. You have a financial imbalance if you have $10 in your pocket and want to buy a hamburger, but the meal costs $15. The guy won't sell you his burger since you only have $10. It indicates that in order to pay the individual, you need to take out the cash that is kept beneath your mattress. In terms of calories, it means that you need to remove body fat or stored calories if your intake is fewer than your expenditure. However, this is predicated on the idea that you can always access the stored calories. The section that isn't true is this one. It is not always possible to release the accumulated calories, or body fat. Therefore, the crucial element is how bodily fat is released. Similar to the budget deficit. It is assumed that you can collect the $5 from your mattress if you have $10 and wish to purchase a $15 hamburger meal. What happens if you're far from home? You can't acquire that, though. Therefore, you are unable to purchase it. Likewise, if you consume 1,500 calories and attempt to burn 2,000 calories, but are unable to release stored energy, guess what? It is impossible for you to have a calorie deficit. If you are unable to reduce body fat, you will need to either increase your caloric intake by 500 calories or decrease your caloric expenditure by 500 calories. And since you have three balanced variables, that still meets the requirements of the energy balance equation. Whether or not you can release the fat energy is crucial. And what governs it? Insulin, that is. Insulin functions as a storage hormone when it is elevated, alerting the body to the arrival of meals. Consequently, it wishes to store a portion of that energy for future use. You don't die in your sleep every night because of this. However, you are unable to release that body fat energy if your insulin levels are elevated. It can only be stored. Insulin deficiency indicates that you are able to release energy rather than conserve it. Thus, this is the body's key. Even if we take the same number of calories and merely alter the hormones, the results will be very different. Let's assume something, then. We all have bodies, and if you consume 2,000 calories a day, you will also burn 2,000 calories. Now you want to lose body fat. You hear someone say, "Hey, you should just cut 500 calories a day." That means you only consumed 1,500 calories that day. 2,000 calories are still being burned by your body. You are currently experiencing a calorie deficit, which is impossible. You consume junk food, white bread, and snacks constantly, even though your daily caloric intake is 1,500. Your insulin levels are therefore extremely elevated. Your body is unable to release the energy from the body fat since it is high. Your energy intake is 1,500 as a result. You are expending 2,000 energy. That isn't possible. Consequently, you can only lower your energy expenditure to 500 calories if insulin prevents you from using body fat as fuel. You are currently burning 1500 and consuming 1500. You haven't lost any body fat, but because you're using less energy, you're feeling cold. You're worn out. You feel awful. Even worse, you aren't becoming any lighter. And you know what? Almost all of the nutritional studies on weight loss have demonstrated that your metabolic rate will drop if you only concentrate on calories because you won't be paying attention to insulin. On the other hand, let's consider another example. Let's say you engage in intermittent fasting and consume foods low in insulin. You're still taking in 1,500 calories in. Your body is still going to try to burn 2,000 calories. Your insulin levels are low, though. So therefore, your body releases 500 calories from the body fat. And you know what? The energy balance equation is now balanced. 500 calories come from body fat and 1,500 calories come from eating. You are burning 2,000 calories. It's in balance. You're feeling fantastic and shedding body fat. You feel energized. You consume 1,500 calories in the same way. The distinction is that the diet you selected reduced insulin. What does that mean practically, then? For the same number of calories, different foods cause varying quantities of insulin to be released. We are aware that refined carbs significantly increase insulin production. We know that eating meats and veggies doesn't cause your insulin levels to rise significantly. The idea is that certain foods are simply more fatty than others. That's all. There are no laws of thermodynamics broken by it. Broccoli is less fattening than cookies. Brownies are more fattening than salmon. It's common sense. It's not unscientific. And yet some will argue, well, a calorie is a calorie. No, if you simply eat less, you can burn less. Let's do some basic algebra using this energy balance equation. Calories in plus calories out equals body fat. When you reorganize it this way, you can see that your body has the option to either store calories as body fat or burn them for energy. Which one does it do? Both are okay. How does your body decide whether to store it or burn it? Because this is not your choice. Additionally, insulin plays a role. Foods therefore contain not only energy in the form of calories, but also instructions about how your body should use those calories. Your body will tell you that it needs to store this as body fat if your insulin levels are skyrocketing. Your insulin levels won't rise much if you eat salmon and broccoli all day long, or if you eat chicken breast all day. Your body will respond, well, there's not that much insulin, even if you will consume the calories. I don't want to store it, so let's simply burn it. When your insulin levels are low, you cannot store it. The point is that you've missed the greater picture, which is what's governing that body fat compartment, if you only concentrate on the calories. What determines if it is consuming or expelling calories? Because the calories aren't the problem. Hormones are the deciding factor. You must concentrate on the insulin because of this. And you will lose weight much more successfully if you do that. Thank you for viewing. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of diabetes. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Health Angel Solutions. We're here to help you make smarter decisions and to healthy.